Yo, gang, what's up? It's Ron again over at bulletprooflease.com. Okay, so here's a fun one, a little bit of tongue in cheek, but there's a grain of truth to it, right? An old slumlord's trick, right? So my wife and I owned and managed several hundred units up in the Northeast, and back when we first began, you do a little bit of a vibe check, right? As you scale up, you get systems in place and all that. You don't get to meet every tenant when you get large enough, right? But boy, in the beginning, one of the tricks, right, above and beyond the traditional tenant screening methodologies, but one of the things you want to watch out for is the tenant's car. But hear me out. It's not necessarily the kind of car they drive. Although, if it's low-income housing and they pull up in a brand new BMW $100,000, that's going to concern me. Here's why. I don't care how the tenant spends their money. It's their money. But what I do care about is getting my rent. And I know a really nice car in low-income housing, a lot of times what's going to happen is they'll always make their car payment before they make the rent, because in the hierarchy of needs, it's effed up, but that's what they think, right? But what I'm really looking for is I want to see the inside of a tenant's car, if I get a chance to, a potential tenant's car, all right? They pull up to a showing, especially when I first started off and I was doing all my showings and all that. And if I could see inside their car and it's a pigsty, ooh, apartment's going to be a pigsty. Car's a pigsty, apartment will be a pigsty. Guys, visit bulletprooflease.com. It's 31-page, fully editable lease. It's copyrighted. I believe it's the only copyrighted lease in America, right? Written by several attorneys over the years, probably a dozen landlords, including myself, okay? And you always want the slumlord's lease, okay? You know what? The nice guys lease. Nice guys finish last. They never get the girl. They get their bike stolen. They don't get their rent. You always want the low-income slumlord's lease, and I got it, and you can buy it. Bulletprooflease.com. Thanks, guys.